14 years ago, I told a lie so big that it got my childhood bully expelled, questioned by police, and sent to boarding school for the rest of his education. And here's the thing, I don't regret it, because that lie ended years of torment, and may have stopped something much worse from happening. Let me tell you exactly how it happened. Set up. The bully who ruined my childhood. When I was in primary school, year 4, I had a bully. We'll call him L. And when I say bully, I don't mean teasing or name-calling once in a while. I mean relentless, daily cruelty. L was absolutely diabolical. He picked on me constantly. At school, after school, any chance he got, he made me feel small, useless, like I didn't matter. I would cry almost every night because of him. I dreaded school. I dreaded leaving the house. And the worst part, no matter how many times I ignored him, told him to stop, or tried to avoid him, he just wouldn't leave me alone. For a long time, I took it. Until one evening, something snapped. The inciting incident. The night everything changed. Picture this. It's a Thursday evening. I'm riding my bike home with a friend. We're almost there when suddenly, L appears. He comes out of an alleyway on his bike, flanked by his two best mates. Twin boys who, honestly, were about as sharp as rocks. If you've ever seen Timothy Goes to School, they were basically the Bulldog twins. L blocks my path. I tell him, calmly at first, just leave me alone. I don't want trouble. That's when he pushes me off my bike. I hit the ground. He starts calling me names, telling me I'm ugly, worthless. And then he leans in and says, "Watch your back at school, or I'm flushing your head down the toilet." Normally, this is where I'd cry. But this time, something broke inside me. I looked him dead in the face and said, "If you don't leave me alone, I'm going to tell everyone you punched me, and that you said you'd hurt my little brothers next." Silence. Then L gets right up in my face. He pulls my hair, spits on me, and says, "Go on then. Do it." Then he hops back on his bike with his mates and rides off. The decision, altering reality. I stood there shaking. Not crying, shaking, because for the first time in years, I realized something. I could end this. I rode a bit further down the street with my friend. Then I looked at her and said something that still sounds insane. "Punch me." She refused at first. So I begged. I told her everything. Told her I needed this to stop. Finally, she did it. One punch. Hard enough to knock a baby tooth clean out. I picked the tooth up off the ground, put it in my pocket, and told her, "If anyone asks, tell the truth, and then say he punched me." She agreed. Ride or die. The fallout begins. The lie goes nuclear. When I got home, I didn't even have to fake much. I jammed my finger into the empty socket where my tooth had been. Pain did the rest. I ran to my mum in tears. She panicked, asking what happened. I told her, "L punched me, and said he's going to hurt my brothers." My sister heard everything from the other room. And she absolutely lost it. She stormed out of the house, shouting into her phone, "Some fucker has just attacked my brother. We're going to find him." Meanwhile, I sat on the sofa, with ice cream, watching The Simpsons. For the first time in years, I felt safe. The moment of justice, when authority stepped in 3 to 4 minutes. The next morning, my mum took me straight to school. Not class. The head teacher's office. She demanded a meeting immediately. I told the same story again. Truth, plus the lie. The head teacher didn't hesitate. She suspended Elle on the spot. Then she called the police. There was an emergency school assembly. The message was clear. Bullying would not be tolerated. Ever. The police interviewed me, then my friend. Same story. Later that day, I found out the truth. Elle wasn't just suspended. He was expelled. The twins, they got dragged into it too. They were transferred to another school and placed in detention isolation for weeks. I never saw Elle again. And honestly, I thought that was the end. The long-term consequences. A life. Years passed. Then, about 2 or 3 years ago, I got an Instagram message from Elle. My heart dropped. He admitted he used to bully me. Said he regretted it. Then he asked, "Did I actually punch you?" That's when I realized something chilling. He genuinely believed he had. I told him the truth. I told him I lied. I explained why. That I warned him. That he dared me to do it. And his response, "I respect that you stuck to your word." Then he told me what happened after. His family, very strict, were furious. The police questioned him. He was grounded for years. Then came the real punishment. He was homeschooled, and then sent to boarding school for the rest of his education. Completely removed from his old life. As for the twins, their parents cut him off completely. Called him a terrible influence. Wouldn't even let him call their house. Final twist. Big Sister Justice, 1 to 2 minutes. There's one last detail I almost forgot. A few days after the incident, my sister found him in a Tesco. She and her friends cornered him in an aisle. And according to witnesses, he was terrified. She told him, "If you ever even breathe near my brother again, I'll make sure it's your last." She wasn't going to hurt him. But he didn't know that. That was the final nail in the coffin. Reflective wrap-up. Was it wrong, or do I feel bad sometimes? A little. But here's the truth. If I hadn't done what I did, he would have kept going. And who knows how far it could have escalated. Sometimes justice doesn't come from the system. Sometimes it comes from a terrified kid who finally refuses to stay quiet. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Tell us in the comments. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And if you want more real stories where karma hits hard, subscribe. Because some lies, change lives forever.